good, everyone? It's MJO23Dan back with another video. Today's video, I'm doing a review and comparison of the 2023 Air Jordan 12 Cherry. Now I'm going to be comparing this boy to the Air Jordan 12 Cherry or the Varsity Red, however you spin it, from 1997. So similarities, comparisons, you be the judge. Alright guys, so 2023 Air Jordan 12 Cherry. You know what? I think Jordan Brand did an excellent job with this retro. I mean, the shape, the look, I think the quality overall, it matches up to the OG. I think it really does, with just some little things that I feel like that they could have improved on. This retro has not dropped since 2009. And personally, I didn't pick up the 2009 only because I had the OG, and I'm a collector, so it's not like one of those things where I'm like I needed to have it. But now years have passed since 2009. My daughter was born in 2009, and I'm like, dang, 14 years is a long time for a shoe to not come back out. So the second iteration of the retro Air Jordan 12 Cherry. Why they call it Cherry, I'm not sure. The retro is going to read white, black, varsity red. So cherries along the way happen. Maybe somebody was like enjoying a Netflix flick and was just like, hey, there's a bowl of cherries right there. No, I'm just joking with you. Bad dad joke. But there's some things I feel like that could have elevated this a little bit more to maybe get it really, really like very, very close to the OG. And that's these lace bits up here. This continues to be plastic. Now I'm not sure why on the Air Jordan 12 they continue to make this plastic, where like on other shoes, for example the Air Jordan 1 Satins, those had metal grommets all the way up. And shout out to Nightwing for including me in his video to kind of point that out. But it's true. Like, why can they do metal on those but they can't do metal on these? It just continues to like boggle my mind. Overall, the upper of the shoe, nice leather out the box. You'll notice it right away. Nice and soft, plush. Something that you really, you probably won't even have to break in on the first wear. It's just something that out the box, it's great. On the OG, it is soft too, but with wearing raw materials like this, you're gonna need to break them in. Something like this is probably not going to be as wearable anymore. You can see like the glue parts of the sneaker just like coming up from the midsole, and then cracking on the Jumpman tab on the lateral and on the medial side. So I've seen pictures where people will wear older sneakers and they don't know like why it explodes on them. These will not explode on you. This is a Phylon midsole. A lot of the sneakers prior, I would say maybe like the 9 and below, those had polyurethane midsoles. So, like weathering, water, air, like vapors, like all of that just breaks down the materials over time, because there's like these little spores in that polyurethane that gets in there, and it ends up getting into the midsole, which causes that cracking. So it ends up becoming soft and all that, and over time it just crumbles. So that's why you need an eventual sole swap. But Phylon closed cell, like polyurethane type foam, or EVA if you want to say, is something that's really not going to break down over time. And so this is just something that you can probably reglue. But in the case with the OG, there is a Zoom air unit, full length, I believe, that is gonna need to be replaced. So if you can find like a donor, that's something that you can enter into, or you can just grab the 2023 retro and just be on your way. So the Air Jordan 12 is modeled after a women's heel, and Tinker Hatfield, who was the designer of the Air Jordan 12, brought it up to MJ and was just like, MJ just took with it, because he thought that if Air Jordan or if women's shoes were sophisticated enough to be out in the market, let's go ahead and incorporate it into an Air Jordan, and that's what it is. So you can kind of see like the heel portion play, or the design coming up, And then you also have like these pleats. So this is I guess a tribute to the Japanese rising sun, which, over the years there was one other retro that had the Japanese rising sun on the insole, and I remember those were removed from that particular sneaker and replaced with regular style insoles, and it was kind of like um, distasteful for the Japanese rising sun to be inside the sneaker and you actually placing your foot in it, showing like a sign of disrespect on step in onto Japanese culture, and that's not something that the United States and Japan wanted to embrace. So they did this whole thing where they removed the insole and replaced them all. And so there's some that got out that weren't replaced. I guess there was a time where there was a recall, and people were asked to bring those back, or I don't know. Like it's all blurry to me, but I know there's a few stores that actually ended up having to do that, and they offered like some voucher or whatnot. But we'll go ahead and bring the camera up so that you guys can see the top down detail of the comparison between the two shoes. All right, so let's start with the box. So we're getting a throwback to the original with the Nike swoosh on the top of the lid. On the side of the box, you'll see some text here. It says engineered and built to the exact specifications of championship athletes from around the world. And that's also the same on the original box, which I'll show you in a second. So this is the box label. I got a size 10, which I feel like the shoes are true to size, in white, black, and varsity red. The style number is CT8013 and color code is 116. Retail price for these will be $210. All right, so on the inside, you'll see it's brown tissue paper along with white tissue paper. Removing the paper, you'll see no stickers inside, no stamping. This was purchased off Nike Sneakers. All right, just to show you a quick comparison of last year's model, which was, or last year's colorway in the Air Jordan 12, the playoff version. There's a quick reminder. If you guys want to see this video, I also will have it popped up in the corner, so you can check that out. Those retailed for $200, and you can already see like the size difference between the Cherry 12 box and the playoff 12 box. You can see that the Jumpman is on there, which is not true to the original. It's supposed to have this Nike swoosh on the top, and then just the size difference is just, I'm not sure why that came to be. There's the size difference. Like, I'd probably fit this if I really wanted to inside the box, and you can see it is smaller. But the Air Jordan 12, both of these Air Jordan 12s have the same exact style number, so it's going to be the same shape, just the color code is different. Again, the style number is CT8013. And then you can also notice on the box for the Cherry 12s, you have the Nike branding on the front and the Jumpman on last year's colorway. So here we go. Can you guys see the differences in color? I know people are going to say, well, it's an age thing too. Maybe it got lighter over time. But I almost feel like then it was a little bit more of like the Chicago Bulls uniform red instead of like a darker red. So that's why I feel like, the original is just like that better color that I like versus the darker color of the retro. You can see here on the carbon fiber, it's also a little bit like creamish. And then they went, the white and black with the retro. What they do here when they attach the sole is that they put glue all throughout. So they're not going to skip that part, actually, because you can kind of see like how the glue marks just go like up and down. And you'll notice that if you guys have your retros in hand, or actually any 12 in hand, they don't wipe that down. They just leave it as is. So those are the outsoles. I love this. Is the part of the 12 that I also love is how the Jumpman on the toe is shown on the outsole, and it extends to the front, so you can kind of like pick it out and see, like, oh, what's under there? Boom, kick you in the face with the 3-pointer. You know what I mean? Or like a breakaway dunk, and that's how it is. So here's a top-down version. Here's the original. Here's the retro. Like I said, I think they did a great job with the shoe. You can see like how the positioning is with the laces, how it's a little bit more narrow on the original versus the retro, which is a little bit more of a wider piece there. And that's all because how the shoe is built on a last and everything. This is going to be pretty much the exact build of what last year's colorway was with the playoff 12s. So I feel like they even did a great job doing that. And then here's the back. As you can see, here's the original, here's the retro. You can see like all the glue marks coming out from the original. Man, and look at this. A piece has already broken off the more that I handle this original here. The Jumpman tabs breaking off. If you guys get a good restorer that can do that, they can reattach that piece, no problem. There's a guy on Instagram. I'll give him a quick shout out. His name is Jay Psychologist, and he makes these tabs. And it's probably even something that you guys can do as well. You can pretty much just simulate the stitching, and then just reattach the tab. So you're gonna need some barge cement to be able to do that. It's gonna be both sides, on the medial and lateral side. And then on the inside here, about the same. I'm gonna pull out the insoles if I can. You got the long white laces on the original, a little shorter than it is on the retro. On the original, we had tissue paper in the toe. Check that out, 1997 paper. Versus, I think this is the first for my channel here, we're comparing paper. 2023, 1997. Nope, that's glued down. So I'll show you a B-roll here. You can see that the Jumpman is a nice red, bubbly type Jumpman right there on the heel part of the insole. And on the retro, you see a skinnier red Jumpman on the heel, and then the size sticker just below him. The back of the tongue of the Air Jordan 12 will have a stamping, and it'll say Made in China. The size tag is going to be located on the side of the shoe. Here's what the size tagging looks like just behind the tongue of the 2023 retro. Here's what the Jumpman looks like on the tongues. On the OG, you'll see that the leather actually goes over the top, whereas on the retro, you can see a little bit of the black portion of the tongue peeking through. And then down the tongue, you'll see the 2 written out in a word and the 3 in a number. That was actually a design credit to Michael Jordan, where they really wanted to start using his number on the shoe, and so they did place it on the back, but there was really a unique characteristic of spelling out the 2 and the 3 down the tongue. Here's a look at the toes. You can see like the shape of the retro is just, you know, pretty close to the original. I feel like it's sleek enough. It's good. Again, the shoe fits true to size for me. It probably will for you as well. So I would go for your normal size if you're trying to go after the Air Jordan 12. Alright guys, thank you so much for checking out the comparison and the review of the 2023 and the 1997, the OG. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on both, whether Jordan Brand did a good job on the 2023 retro and how close it is to the OG. I mean, like I said in the beginning of the video, you guys be the judge. Let me know what you guys think. I already gave you guys my review and my thoughts, so that'd be it. Stay tuned for more videos. I got some more on the way, and I'll talk to you guys later. Take care.